Welcome to Vietnam. This country is one of the most breathtaking places I've ever been. From its hyper-modern, electric cities illuminating the night sky, to its ancient, glow-in-the-dark temples and limestone karst valleys of Ninh Binh, to its expansive underground cave systems, always leaving you wondering what's around every turn, to its lush green rice fields and farmlands. It feels like you're watching history in action. And then there's snakes. Venomous snakes, some of the most venomous snakes in the world. And wine. Snakes in wine. What are they doing in there? Why is this liquid so brown? And then we're supposed to drink this wine? Hold up. Let's figure this out together, all right? Vietnam has a unique history and relationship with food. This is a country of resilience and innovation in the ways that it cooks and processes food. This is also a country with an extended history of communism. And I don't want to get too political, but I think all of us by now have recognized what happens when countries become communist. You have war, you have genocide, you have famine. All things that Vietnam has experienced. And in the process of this, they have had to survive in unique ways with very little to no money. The history of Vietnam has been rife with turmoil. And in the cases of great famines, like the one in the 40s that killed 2 million people, the locals had to find ways to survive. Let me show you one of them. All right, so we found this cool little street, still under construction. Not too much going on, except for this one place. It's called Chien Tong Snake Garden. So they have snake food, snake spirits. They have sausages written out in the word of snake. And then right here we have what looks to be a mini banded crate. We're gonna try and find some snake products to eat for lunch to we're gonna eat some snake. We have a wild...
I feel bad because he's afraid, but he's caged. He can't move. His leg is attached.
I see that, yeah. That's, Sorry, buddy. We finally found the owner of this place. He was a very kind man, and he guided us around to some of his snakes, and he started off with some water snakes. We could quickly tell that this man had a very unique interest in these snakes, and he gave us an impromptu tour of his facility. We got snake wines. We have variety of different baby cobras. We have this is a water snake too, and then a big cobra. So there's like
just open.
Yeah, he opened it for us.
Oh, okay.
So there's a few dead. They might be monocled cobras. There's a few dead ones, and then there's a live monocled cobra. So this is where things started to get interesting. There were maybe 4 cobras that were dead and 3 cobras that were sitting on top of these dead cobras. It was a strange sight, but it was only just the beginning. So I've just asked him to see if he has a crate, and he pulled me over to what literally is a yellow crate. And he says there's a crate in this thing. We're gonna see if there actually is one. Let's bring out the flashlight. Let's see. Oh, yes. I've been looking for one of these this year. Have not found it, but then right here in literally a yellow crate. We're getting a yellow banded crate out right now. Hopefully not eat it. I would like to see it. I asked if they had a crate because I really like crates. I think they're beautiful. I think the patterns are really neat. This is also probably the worst snake bite you could have in Southeast Asia. But to casually walk into someone's house and say, hey, do you have a crate? And for them to pull one out, that is an experience. There we go, yeah. So these crates are they're twitchy. This one does not bite people very often, but you could see the twitchiness right now shows he is quite spooked. I noticed the snake was pretty chill, so I asked if I could handle it. Yeah. Mike. So we have what's called a banded crate here, and these are relatively common. They don't bite very much, but they are very twitchy, and you never want to kind of underestimate because The second these actually bite you, you don't have that much time to get to a hospital. It's extremely neurotoxic. It has bungarotoxins, which is some of the most toxic in the animal kingdom, and it puts you into a coma. There is antivenom for this, but once you start showing symptoms, it might be too late. But this is one of my favorite snakes. It's beautiful. It has a nice triangle keel on it, and it is. I don't know. I love this snake. I don't know if I would want to consume a crate, but I just love their curiosity. This guy has definitely woken up since we've found him. But yeah, I just asked this guy if he has a crate. I showed him a picture of a crate that I caught, and turns out he does. He literally has a abandoned crate and a yellow crate. But this crate's definitely woken up, and I think now is a good time to put him back. He's getting a little antsy.
A little tense.
You want a picture?
The local is so surprised by it.
Yeah.
By Michael lifting it up. He's taking out pictures right now.
It's time to go back in your little hole. Very good. There you go. That's a abandoned crate. He started out a little tired. You could tell he was probably not too happy in there. I'm not the most happy seeing him in there, but he woke up a little bit. He's a live snake. I'm happy for that. That was cool. Not the best circumstances, but always nice to see one of those snakes.
Right. Michael found another friend. What do you have in your hand right now?
So he brought out a radiated rat snake for us to see. These snakes are pretty hyper. They do bite, they do puff up, but they're not venomous, and I've never seen one draw blood. These are pretty cool snakes. They'll even play dead, but this guy was going crazy. And I wanted to show the guys that if you just hold a snake up to a plant, it will chill out, completely chill out. Yeah, his mouth is slightly open. He's a little curious, but as soon as we got him out of the bag, he just took off.
There you go.
Beautiful snake.
Cool.
Oh, what's up?
He's got a baby over here. Is that the same sword?
Dude, wow. This is he's kind of shedding, but this is a Sunbeam snake. Let's go. So what these are nocturnal snakes, and yeah, look at that. He's gonna shed. That's why he's dull. But these are nocturnal snakes. They like to hang out under leaf litter, and you can see by the shape of his nose, it's kind of like a shovel. So they're pretty active at night. They're completely non-venomous. I've never seen one bite. Great pets, and then they just dig under leaves with that shape of that face. Really cool snakes. This guy seems like, I don't know, either he's in the middle of a shed or he's just very, very old. Again, I don't know how these guys are kept, but very curious little guy.
Okay, so this one can't do anything to you?
No, not at all. It doesn't bite.
In that case, I think I might want to hold this one.
Let's do it. So Niels has got the Sunbeam snake. Is this the first snake you've ever held?
I think so, yeah. I don't think I've ever held a snake. And I definitely don't really feel comfortable or anything. But
as fun as all of this looks, there is a sad reality, and it is very surreal. Essentially, the next set of hands that touches these snakes after Niels and I put them away is going to be the set of hands that kills them. So let me show you what that looks like. In case you didn't pick up in the intro, this is a place that produces snake wine. Oh, the king! Is that a king? Yes! So he has a king cobra, a mix of... This is a many banded crate, Vietnamese many banded. Yes.
This is green with Bible and you
Yeah. So yeah. Okay.
and then you
Yeah.
it is about 2
meter.
2 kilo.
2 kilo.
Yeah. I make it yesterday.
is he still alive?
No. It was preserved. That's
This uncle. The uncle it made from rice.
rice.
Yeah.
Alcohol made from rice.
Uncle made from rice.
So like a snake
yeah,
wine.
yeah.
So how long?
The rice wine.
How long? Because you let it sit. How many days?
Wait. they start drinking it?
Yeah.
Like Cobra rice wine.
About 1 year.
A year?
1 year.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
you can see the color. Right?
Yeah, I see.
Red.
You have the radiator rat stick. You have crate.
Oh,
Do you have a?
look to the left.
Is that a Russell's Viper? We're gonna see. I think there's a. In the moment, it's difficult for me to process exactly what's happening, what I'm looking at. But afterwards, as I put this video together, it's a bit shocking to me what I'm seeing here. There's a lot of rare snakes here, snakes that I can go through the jungle for weeks and never run into. And here he casually collects them. The community brings them to him. He kills them, wraps them up, and throws them in wine. Another albino cobra.
Dude, this is a Cobra as well here.
Yeah. That's a cobra.
Oh, here, you got another one. He's got multiple Cobras over here.
We're heading into. Oh wow! There's even more. And then
Egg.
snake egg wine.
But that is not a snake.
Gecko.
He's got
It's got gecko wine.
what? Everything is wine and. What did you put in here next to the? Because that is
Monitor.
furry.
I see in the back there's monitor lizard body. I think this is more, but the furry.
Or would it be a bird that the
I think there's
animal would eat?
I think there's a bird in the mouth of the monitor.
This is crazy. Yeah, there's more Cobras.
And then a dark cobra wine. I've seen a lot of videos on this. I've even drank snake wine in Japan, but like the behind the scenes snake stuff, I even holding the live snake before they put it in here this is crazy. This is really cool. I didn't think we would stumble upon this.
I expected him to have snakes, but not this much like snake and wine.
It was finally time to taste the end product. This liquid, this wine, this man has worked on for 30 years. He was bringing out some very old bottles, and I've only had one drink of this in the past. This is going to be an experience. All right, so he poured us some snake wine, and we are going to give this a taste. Nice golden color, aged for 1 year with a bunch of snake heads and bodies and stuff. So we're going to try it.
This is probably gonna be
See?
like rice wine.
You ready? Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Yeah, okay.
It's good. This is the second time I've had it. I like it. What do you think?
It ends up being a little bit the same as Happy Water. It's just the flavor. Yeah, it probably has like snake flavor, but it's not as weird as I expected it to be. No, it's pretty good. Yeah.
So,
It's
second
not
strange
pretty.
tradition that we've tried today, except this one has merit. I like it. I love snakes. I don't like killing them, but at least if we kill snakes on rice paddies, rice fields, neighborhoods, these are all very highly venomous for the majority of the ones that we're seeing. At least they're not going to waste. That's one thing to think about. But so far, this is pretty good.
20 years?
20 years.
That smells like flowery.
Whoa.
20 years.
This smells basically just like rice wine.
Smells like it's been aged. This is very
Let's try
good.
this first. because-
Oh, try the tea first.
Yeah, I need to get a
then-
little bit of the taste out of my mouth.
That's very good tea as well. Savory, good.
That's nice.
Yeah. Let's try this. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. We're gonna give this a shot. So aged for years, and then this is what goes in here, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Cool. I thought the happy one.
So
was
it's
strong,
it's
guys.
double aged. You have the aged rice wine, and then you put it in with the snakes that are aged. The snakes grew up several years too, so this is like a multi-aging process. Pretty cool. And then we're back to a different type of snake.
I think this
A
is
nice,
snake again.
beautiful golden tan color.
What we have.
Okay, so we're pushing it more and more. These are starting to taste a lot different.
Yeah.
And we're gonna try. Okay, he's bringing out some dark stuff now. Okay, this is getting really interesting. But let's try this one.
Yeah, right.
Cheers.
Ooh, that one. Ooh, it's not strong. It goes into your nose.
That's like medicine.
Yeah.
But that hit me.
Yeah.
That hit me.
Huh.
Okay. I could see there's a lot of like medicinal herbs in there. That's for sure. We have so much more on our way. This is like an uncurated experience of whiskey or wine tasting, where you just get it served to you, and then it's like a guessing game of what exactly is in it, what animal is in it, how old is this, why is this one darker than the other. You'll never find out, but plays with the imagination because no one's talking. He carefully put together a mixture of different types of wines, and he stirred it in his hand for over a minute. This looked good. Brought out some really yummy cookies, tea, and then we got this dark snake wine. Again, there's snake egg wine, gecko wine. There was birds in some of the wine. Like, there's all sorts of different types of wine. So the colors are changing, the smell is changing. We don't know which is which. So here we go.
Again, let's go. Cheers.
That was sweet. That was really sweet. That one was
Sweet, but the aftertaste was a little bit different. It wasn't sweet, but I don't know what it was. But the initial shot is sweet.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that
Except that one. That one was.
yeah. That one was good. Okay.
Oh yeah, this was the one from 7 years.
7 years aged oak barrel snake wine. Let's give this a shot.
All right. Yeah. Cheers again.
Cheers. That tastes great.
That was good.
That tastes like a scotch,
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has a good aftertaste as well.
Okay, and now we have an urn of desiccant packets in a powdered container. And this is dried Cobra.
Don't drink alcohol. Oh, so they put it.
You see it? Baby Cobra đây.
Whoa!
You know, I've kept snakes before, and I've caught snakes. I've caught cobras. I know what these snakes are supposed to have in order to thrive and live a good life. What I'm seeing here isn't exactly that. In this cage, there were so many cockroaches that Niels actually thought they were being fed cockroaches. That just shows the state of this terrarium. And this man, he was telling me he loves snakes. He loves pet snakes. He loves to keep them. And, you know, he does eat them too. But he did have a passion for these different types of snakes. So it was very interesting to me to see how he kept these snakes. And it always had me wondering, is this cage a temporary holding enclosure before these snakes are turned into food or wine? Or is this actually a place that he keeps his favorite snakes? He then brought us back to the terrarium where he kept his water snake. And he was telling me there is another snake in this terrarium that at one point was thought to be non-venomous, but he later found out it's actually killed people he knows. This was interesting to me because there's quite a few snakes that at one point were thought to be non-venomous, but later found to be quite dangerous. And the snake that he pulled out, I didn't get a good ID because it swam under the water, but hopefully someone watching this video can point that snake out and let me know what it is. The last snakes we saw at his house were these monocled cobras. They were kept in an interesting terrarium with a mix of brick and wooden planks. On the way out, we met with that crane again. This is a very elegant bird. However, it was almost treated like a moving ornament more than the animal that it is. This bird was chained to a branch and it was fed anchovies. It couldn't move, it couldn't fly, couldn't really do anything. And it brought up the question of how do people in Vietnam actually view animals? Do they view them as living beings, or do they view them as food and just material objects? and nothing more. There's such a blurry line here, and it's very interesting to think about, and I'm not sure I'll ever get the answer. So essentially, to recap, Niels and I decided to leave that first restaurant and search for some different food, and we went to a snake village, and I don't know if we actually made it to the place that we put on the map. I think the place might have been across the street, it might have been closed, so we just walked into a random snake wine place, and we met with the owner. He told us his story. He let us try, I think, like 4 different snake wines, showed us all the different snakes and egg wines and lizard wines and everything he had. And yeah, he's been doing it for 30 years. He got to show us some really cool snakes, some snakes that I personally really like that banded crate. And we got to handle a couple of them, and he filmed us too. It was pretty exciting, but honestly, I didn't expect the day to end like this, and it did, so I'm quite happy about that. And looking forward to some hot pot tonight. It's gonna be awesome. And yeah, that's it. That's the end of today. So gonna go get some dinner in a little bit and celebrate.